So let me show you this chart first. Okay. What do
Yeah,
you
so
say?
this one is like for marriage perspective, Rahu and Saturn, both malefics in Capricorn. It's a very tough marriage where the person has to work
This
really
person
hard
has
to
to
survive it.
work hard in their marriage, correct? This person is also misunderstood. See Ketu in the ascendant.
Yeah, and then
Brings
Venus
chaos
with
of their
Mars.
emotions as well sometimes.
And then Venus with Mars in 11th, in 8th house.
Husband is of a fiery temperament.
Also,
In-laws,
I would say thoda secretive. मतलब,
commanding kind of in-laws. And like you said, if you have to look at Venus as wife, you look at Mars as husband. Sorry. And now we see Venus is with Mars. That is one thing that makes one thing clear is that the husband is rich, has money. Okay. The in-laws are also people who have money.
because Aquarius also.
Exactly. And now Venus Mars in a female's chart creates a yoga where the husband is someone who has money. Because Venus is wealth, Mars is the male, the husband, the native in the nativity. So it's good in that way. But there is Saturn and Rahu, a very famous yoga. It goes around by different names. Someone calls it Vish Yoga, someone calls it Shrapit or whatever. But what I have seen in my experiences, wherever I've seen this combination, there is something odd. We can see there is there's a malefic combination in the seventh house.
Hmm.
You can clearly say something after marriage will give issues to this native. There will be problems in this person's life after marriage. Marriage is something where they will have to work very hard, correct?
Hmm.
Especially their husband. For the husband, they will have to work very hard. Just trying to show you an example of what can happen after marriage.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
What happens in a person's marriage. So can you predict what might have happened in this person's life? I'll show you the dasha. It's right now Saturn Mahadasha is on. Okay.
Okay.
And Saturn was transiting through this person's seventh house in 2020, correct? From
Okay.
2020 to 23, Saturn was transiting, sign of Capricorn. We all know that. So marriage, like you said, they had to work very hard, this person. Okay. When they came to their husband's house, they had to work very hard. And about a few years after marriage, this person ended up with a disease. This person ended up with a disease a few years after marriage. Everything was good once marriage happened. They even had a child. But after that, this woman, she got cancer. Like I said, wherever I've seen this combination go, something goes wrong. Now, that does not mean that it's always going to be that way,
Hmm.
or it's almost necessarily going to give a disease or something. But you can say when two malefics combine, they will give some issues to the native.
Hmm.
And you see it in the seventh house, you can clearly say it's a very simple thing that something like this could happen after marriage. And you can even guess by looking at the chart where this person has cancer.
Something in the lower extremities, like stomach
Exactly.
or below.
Kidneys. And then you look at the combination that's happening in the eighth house, Venus and Mars. The person had surgery, kidney was
Had
removed.
to fight. Yeah. Had to
No
fight.
fighting. There are no issues between this
No,
person
when
and
I
them.
say fight, meaning I remember I told you someone fighting cancer, someone fighting a
Exactly.
illness. Your
Healing.
body has to
Trying to heal
fight.
themselves.
That's
Yes.
what I mean when I use the word.
That's what's going on right now with this person. Everything's fine in the marriage, things are good otherwise. But getting married sort of triggered. See the combination that's happening out there.
But so then how much control do we have? If I saw this chart and would I tell the native don't get married? Like that's an important question, right? How
No,
much
I
of it
cannot
can
say
you
that.
control?
See, what I believe. जिसकी शादी होनी है वो लिखा हुआ है किस्मत में है ओके होनी है होगी ही होगी वो कोई नहीं रोक सकता कोई ले नहीं सकता ये भी मैं मानता हूँ कि पढ़े नहीं रहना चाहिए आदमी को दे शुड मेक एफर्ट्स ओके बट जिसकी शादी होनी है वो आप नहीं रोक सकते बट जो भी होता है एक इंसान की लाइफ में व्हाट आई हैव सीन इज मैरिज थिंग्स लाइक मैरिज स्पेशली a lot of the times certain a lot of always it's predestined predetermined one can ask any astrologer वो भी यही बताएंगे अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस में दैट किस्मत किस्मत में होना चाहिए आपकी ओके तभी आपको अच्छा पार्टनर मिलेगा तभी आपको अच्छी मैरिज मिलेगी ओके ये सब आपके लिए आपके भाग्य में you don't really know that in astrology of course can tell you if you study the chart in depth through the right principles in astrology if you really practically break it down कि एक शादी में चाहिए क्या इंसान, what do you need, what is marriage, and you think about it like that, you take the correct principles, use the correct systems, you can understand what is going to happen in a person's life after marriage. Okay, how their spouse or whatever it will be, and इसके साथ क्या होने वाला, क्या होगा यार इसके शादी,
मतलब इसका थीम क्या होगा आफ्टर
थीम
मैरिज
क्या
लाइक
होगा,
दैट.
is this marriage good or bad.
And which I want to bring up a point here because you shared a chart which has Ketu Rahu in 1-7 or flip it also 7 and 1. Most people, I'm asking this because as marriage, this is
Now if you
Rahu.
try to read this on the internet with Ketu and Rahu, first
Exactly. I was just going to come
they'll
because
say
you
it's a
said
damaged marriage. Most of the time
yeah.
it's a damaged marriage, or the person will not be able to marry some person of their choice or whatever. Some cases these things could be true, some not. I don't neglect this information, but I cannot say it's verifiable or whatever.
Yeah, it's not a generalized statement,
No,
but
no.
a lot of astrologers also end up seeing it and saying, oh, if it's Ketu first house or Rahu
You
first
look
house,
at
you're
this chart
doomsday.
in front of you, and Rahu and Ketu are in the first 1-7 axis, and nothing's wrong with this person's marriage life. Though marriage did give them issues, but that is due to other combinations. There are many charts where Rahu Ketu
Abhishek
might be.
Bachchan, we just saw it, Ketu and Rahu.
Nothing wrong with his married life.
Yeah.
Correct. In fact, marriage, I would say, did him good. His business is picked up. Everything's very good with his life.
Has a daughter.
Everything's good.
Exactly.
Right. तो ये तो कह ही नहीं सकते हम यार कि तो I have seen all these charts of people with good marriages, bad marriages. I have no different, I cannot define clearly what are the combinations for a good marriage or what are the combinations for a bad marriage, है ना. बहुत चीजों का ध्यान रखना पड़ता है when we give these predictions, where the person is living, क्या है उनके लिए relevant.
कौन सी
Okay.
दशा चल रही है उनका
अब मैं आपको
भृगु
भारत में बोल रहा हूँ राहु केतु देख के कि yeah, you have a damaged marriage. That's something very odd for an Indian to hear. Correct, है ना. इंडिया में आप बोलोगे कि आपका डिवोर्स होने वाला है, तो डिवोर्स इज लुक्ड अपॉन एज सम डिफरेंटली इन इंडिया, as opposed to some other country. Maybe as you go to the west, say them you'll have few divorces and stuff. Divorce happens. They understand. They have a different understanding. So it really matters कि तो जगह जगह पे बदल जाएगी
But
education.
India is a pro-marriage country. Like we try our best to never get to a point of separation, no matter how
Look at
unhappy you
the
are.
Indian wedding industry and the things around it, and you understand
Exactly.
we are. We're all about it.
Yeah.
All the movies are about marriage, girl and boy meeting together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So our perception and the way we define our life's rule around marriage. If you're not married, you'll be asked why you're not married. If you're divorced, you'll be asked. But if you're married, don't ask why you're married. So every other status quo is questioned except. So we're a pro-marriage country, by the way.
So one thing I really feel that astrology can help individuals do is, see, you understand that you've studied astrology. Even if you teach it or use it or whatever, you can do one thing with it is you can understand who you are. आप समझ सकते हो आप कौन, and you got to be very honest with it. So for any individual who's trying to enter a marriage, they first need to look at what they are inside. They need to accept that.
Yeah.
And then they will come to terms with whoever their partner is, जो भी आए. तो एस्ट्रोलॉजी आपको इस तरीके से जरूर हेल्प कर सकती है इन द मैरिज सिचुएशन कि इट कैन टेल यू व्हाट यू रिक्वायर, आप कैसे हो और आपकी लाइफ में कैसी चीजें, क्या इन्फ्लुएंसेस आएंगे. ओके, बाकी सब यू हैव नो कंट्रोल ओवर दैट. सो
I do have one more question if you can take it.
Many questions.
Then maybe we can wrap. So you do know I have some weird thing where I end up attracting a lot of people who are going through Sade Sati, right? And there are two stories here. One story is people getting married in Sade Sati. The second is people getting separated in Sade Sati. And I just want your general opinion on marriage and Sade Sati. Like, should people get married in Sade Sati? Should they not get married? All of those things. Like, connect those two things for me.
Now, you're correct. Like, even I also get readings where people are going through Sade Sati and they're getting married or they're getting divorced. This also has to do a lot with us and the energies we have and what the time and the duration or whatever those people are going through. का हमारे से भी लेना देना होता है. But Sade Sati comes in your life to teach you certain things. It takes you out of your comfort zone to teach you certain things. And someone, if they're getting in married in Sade Sati, what I've seen is responsibility comes up
Hmm.
in their life. किसी के लिए बोझ बन के आ जाएगी शादी की अब now you have to take care of more things. किसी के लिए blessing बन के मिलेगा. Responsibility आई but फायदा
Hmm.
किसके. Okay. So it is significant when you see people getting married in Sade Sati. It is very significant. Like I say,
Also
marriage,
karmic.
you can say karmic because Sade Sati आपको आपके कर्मों का फल दे रही है. आप ये समझो. है ना. आपने अगर कुछ गलत किया है या सही किया है, जो भी आपने किया, Shanidev will deliver. So you can say it's karmic. Maybe you did something
I was gonna say I know someone who got married in Sade Sati also and divorced
and
in Sade
divorced in
Sati.
Sade Sati.
Same Sade Sati. Like 1.5 year period में सब कुछ खत्म हो गया. आके शुरू होके खत्म हो गया.
I see. Does this person have a moon Saturn combination
Yeah.
happening in that? है ना? I understandable, right?
And
Sade
also
Sati,
Venus in 8th
Venus in it,
in
so very
Scorpio.
shady, perhaps very shady in his dealings with the females.
Hmm.
If the ascendant is Aries, where's Mars? Where's Mars?
एरीज ही हो गया. नहीं मार्स नहीं है फर्स्ट हाउस में.
Ascendant
But
is
anyway,
Aries.
yeah, but I'm saying साढ़े साती ऐसा like वो phase आया तो marriage got triggered also, marriage finished also, and then during साढ़े साती Ketu is in 7th house.
Splitting with. So wherever Ketu goes, आपको वहां से मुक्ति या तो लेनी है या मिलेगी. समझो. Okay, आपके चार्ट में भी जहाँ जा रहा है. So yeah, but that's why you will hear a lot. It's a very common thing, like I was saying on the internet. Though I don't always believe it, but whenever you see Rahu Ketu in the 1/7 axis, you will see a damaged marriage as a whole thing. But I've seen it more when Rahu is on the ascendant.
क्योंकि
You know,
ego बहुत inflate हो जाता है. I guess you are not able to see beyond
self,
yourself.
the focus on the self is more.
Hmm.
Okay. But anything can happen. I can tell you that. There मैं भी कुछ लेके नहीं चलता हूँ. There are a lot of dictums and you have to keep them in mind as well. But I can tell you, I mean, you can understand with experience कि कुछ भी हो जाता है, कुछ भी. Anything can come in front. Any type of
Yeah.
chart can, and any type of person. Okay. So it is very important to understand the surroundings of the person. वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्या समय चल रहा है अभी, what is relevant to them. And then actually look at the chart and see, okay, this is what's gonna happen with you, man. And this is what the event is going to be. Like in the two charts I showed you, right? The first person, मैंने क्या बोला, मैरिज से सही हुआ, फायदा हुआ, लाइफ में वाइफ आई, पैसा भी आ गया, जॉब में भी बढ़ोतरी हो गई, सो इट्स गुड, है ना. बट वो पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम नहीं गई ना, बिकॉज ऑफ द नेचर ऑफ द नेटिव असेंडेंट में इतने प्लैनेट्स बैठे हैं, देख रहे हैं सातवें भाव को. इंसान जो है वाइफ को थोड़ा टाइट रखने की कोशिश कर रहा है, एंड दूसरी तरफ से वाइफ भी इंसान को टाइट रखने की कोशिश. दैट्स व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इन हिज, राइट. So there's nothing wrong. It's not a fight, but there's just a difference of
It's like a
opinion.
power couple,
It's like the theme of
headstrong.
that marriage is that there's the differences of those opinions. और उसकी
And
लड़ाई.
maybe, but that's what I'm trying to say. But both must be very headstrong personality, power couple,
Exactly.
and trying to
ऐसे
figure it
टाइप
out.
के लोग हैं. बिल्कुल. And
Got
in the
it.
second chart as well, the married life is not bad. This person can take on all the world. Very positive person. But there is there's a negative combination happening over there. I don't want to use the word negative, but malefic, because those planets are assigned to malefic nature.
Mm.
All right, and they're sitting in a sign like Capricorn in the seventh house, Capricorn, where you put in so much effort and hard work.
Yeah.
So this person, they also had certain issues, though they were related to health. We have to really look at what's happening. कहाँ से आ रहा है इंसान, क्या कर रहा है ना? And then you can look at Rahu Ketu on that axis and say, you got damaged marriage. If the surroundings are telling you that. So that has to be really kept in mind. But yes, in my experience, ये तो मैंने देखा है, ये आजकल बहुत कॉमन क्वेश्चन हो गया है. Okay. And like you said, people getting married and suddenly getting divorced. These events are getting very common now.
Mm.
है ना?
I don't know if they're getting common or we are in the age group where I have no idea, but there are so many people around me who are going through very
What I
challenging.
believe is आजकल marriages late हो रहे हैं. Marriages are happening late. Okay. वो वाला trend है. I mean, this is the era where people usually get married late. You see a lot of charts and you want to tell the person कि आपकी शादी late होगी. The late कितना होगी? Like 32. Yeah, that's not late, man. And
Yeah.
it is normal now to get married.
Nee, because now that has a lot of factors that go beyond astrology, but I get your point. Like socio-economically, men and women get that stability because of the inflation and everything. They are only feeling stable at 28,
Exactly.
29. Tabhi
And like I
you
said,
it used to be ke,
एक्सपेक्टेशन जनरेशन टू जनरेशन चेंज होती है. हमारी जनरेशन में हमारी उम्मीदें अलग है शादी से. हम सोचते हैं कि शादी तब करें जब कुछ अलग स्टेबिलिटी हो लाइफ में, या शादी में कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए.
yeah, and
Like I
then
said,
that
वो sacrifice और adjustment का तरीका बदलेगा. Right now, what I feel we're caught up in is everyone's very confused with what they really want. And in India, you see half the time the families will interfere, and then they will handle things.
and and I want to bring one thing common now versus previously. ऐसा होता था कि men used to get married and women coming in their life used to be a support system to grow in life. अब
Exactly.
ये हो गया है कि men have to be stable for women to consider marrying them.
A lot of expectations on both sides of me.
Yeah,
बहुत.
I'm just,
So sorry
हाँ,
to say that men, some of the men I've seen them really suffer in their marriages. I'm not
yeah.
trying to paint a negative picture, but
No,
a
no,
lot. Those
sure.
are the readings I'll get most.
Yeah, and even for women, the mindset
The
earlier
mindset
was
is very
कि
changed.
yeah, पहले ऐसा था कि I want to support this man and he'll make my family and we'll grow together. Now they both are individuals and they're like, what do we get out of this whole system? And then they're
Exactly.
getting into
What are
marriage.
their expectations out of marriage? ये बहुत देखना पड़ता है इसलिए इंसान को वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्या है, कैसा है, क्या चाहेगा.
Yeah. So Akash, this was really useful. If someone wants to get a chart reading or consult you regarding any of this with regards to their marriage, how should they get in touch with you?
Akash Mudgil at akashmudgil.com.